What's up guys, welcome once again guys, and now we are back in full swing. Videos coming in every week guys. Be ready for lots of information, lots of videos. I'm doing lots of research right now, so get ready for amazing stuff. Anyway, today we're going to be looking at 3 simple steps that can get you to start the process of investing. It's very simple, very easy. It's basically setting you on that foundation, putting you on the mindset to start investing, and that's what we're going to be discussing today. Now guys, look at this. Is it nice? I got this jumper from Kenya from a very nice lady. So if you want some, this is like a nice cool jumper, and then it has like an African print with different colors, whatever you want. But this looks cool, right? Hey, looks really nice and fitting and awesome and warm as well. So I can actually use this even in the UK. That's quite cold. So guys, if you want really cool jumpers like mine, let me know in the comment section below. And if you like it, let me know as well, guys. We might just as well promote someone. She's not asked me to do this, but you know what? I love the jumper, right? So we have to promote one of our own, man, our stuff, African, authentic African stuff. Okay, we can also mix African stuff with Western styles, making it really awesome. So guys, we're gonna be talking about investing. Right now, the economy is doing crazy. Things are really slow. We're almost like in a recession, but people are not sure yet. Living costs are crazy. Oil prices are going crazy. Biden was actually in the Middle East just recently trying to negotiate, the production of oil, trying to put a stop on the rising oil costs, and that's just putting so much pressure on manufacturing. So many things are happening in the economy right now. I would say it's the best time to invest for new people. This is the best time. You're buying things on sale. You're buying stocks on sale. You're buying, bonds. Probably the interests are better right now. So a lot of things are happening. This is a good time for you to start the process of investing. And I'm going to tell you how you can start that process right now, and even the things you might be looking at into the future. But I want us to have the foundational knowledge. Guys, remember here at Ken's Money Matters, we talk about the money mindset, how to make that money, how to enjoy that money, how to manage that money, how to invest that money, and how to assure yourself of a lifetime of income. Basically, financial freedom. So guys, we're going to be looking at 3 simple steps, or 3 simple, I would say, foundations to investing. And then I'm going to give you some examples of things that you can actually invest in. Okay? So when you start the process of investing, or when you think of investing, you want to make a decision on how you're going to go about it. What are you going to do? What are you going to own? Peter Lynch says you need to know what you own. Why are you going to own that particular asset? Most of us just invest in things for the sake of investing. You hear people buying bonds, you go and buy bonds. People buying stocks, you go and buy stocks. People are going international, you go international and buy some stocks or shares or whatever. People are going crypto, you go crypto. People are going NFT, you go NFT. That's not the right way to invest. You want to know why are you owning that asset, and for what particular reason, or what particular goal or objective are you trying to attain. Always, if you want to invest, the first thing you want to look at is security. Security. That's very important. You see, one thing that people do, or the one mistake that people make, is that they start the process of investing without having security. And security is quite important for anyone who wants to invest. How do you ensure yourself of security? This is where we talk about what we call emergency fund. You want to have an emergency fund set up. How do you make sure you have an emergency fund, and why? Number one, you have to know your expenses. You have to know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, there's no way you're going to be investing. Whether you want to do a budget, I don't care really, because I tell people budget can make you feel, burdened and overwhelmed. And some people don't like budgeting. And I tell them, if you don't like budgeting, all I want you to know is your numbers. Just know your numbers, as simple as that. Just know how much I'm spending on rent, how much I'm spending on this one, monthly, roughly, how much do I spend. I'm not asking you to start tracking every single coin, because I know you won't do that. You can do it for 2 weeks, 1 month, but you won't actually continue. All I'm asking from you is know your numbers, know where your major allocations are, and know what you can actually give to investment. Pay yourself, what you can give yourself every single month. And that should be going out even before your rent. That's how you start. But the first level is security level. What takes you from what we call financial independence, whereby you depend on yourself, to financial security is emergency fund. What's an emergency fund? It's the money that you keep aside for emergencies, as simple as that. Things that are not foreseen, so things that could happen without you actually planning. You're driving down the road and then boom, you have a puncture, and then now you have to fix that puncture. your child is unwell, and therefore now you have to deal with that as well. So there are things that happen that we don't actually plan for. And these things can really affect the process of you investing, because each time you're investing and you have no security, what happens? When you have any small emergency, you go and dip into your investments, and then you interfere with what we call the compound interest, the power of compound interest, the power of time. So you interfere with your investments each time you have an emergency. So the emergency is like an insurance towards your investment. That's one thing. And the emergency fund also helps you in case you have certain things that you need to take care of and your money is tied somewhere else. That's why nowadays we have people who have lots of money tied up in things like land and buildings, and they can't actually live their day-to-day lives because they have no liquidity. So emergency ensures you have liquidity. So if something happens, you can easily withdraw the money and use it because you need it. So that's the foundation. You want to have emergency. How do you calculate your emergency? Look at your monthly expenses. Personally, I don't tell people to look at 6 months, like 1 year. That's what most people do say. I look at your individual situation and circumstances and how much you're earning, and then I tell you what I believe is the best amount you should actually have as an emergency fund. So remember, we do coaching, Ken's Money Matters. Reach out to me anytime you need some coaching. I have consultation levels, and I have full coaching levels, and I have also just 2 sessions that gives you financial planning, financial objectives, investment options, lots of stuff in there, income generation and stuff like that. So Ken's Money Matters, remember, you come through my website, there's a link to my WhatsApp number. Never ever get a number from the comments section. Okay, so anyway, like I say, the emergency fund is basically supposed to insure your investments. It's supposed to give an insurance towards your investments, and also insurance in your own life. You want to live a normal life, you want to have small emergencies that you can then sort out without interfering with your life so much, right? Things happen all the time. Life happens anytime. So that's the need for an emergency fund. That's why you set it up, and that's how you set it up. Make sure you have your emergency fund somewhere you can access. I tell people that in Africa we are very lucky, especially Kenya, whereby you can actually put your emergency fund in like a money market fund, and it's liquid money that you can easily withdraw. It's not something that you're just gonna put some money lying in a bank. That's why I don't understand when people have money in a bank, because you have an opportunity to have your money in an emergency fund, in a money market fund, and withdraw it whenever you need to, while it's still actually growing, because that money is actually not meant for investments, but you have an opportunity or a platform to actually invest that money in Africa without risking anything and getting very good interest rates at it. So that is the essence of having an emergency fund. Okay, so you want to have that security first. That is the security. So even if your plan is to just have security, now I've given you a plan of having that security. That's how you ensure yourself security. Sometimes your intention of investing is just to have security. Then now you have security. Now the second thing that you want to look at when you start the process of investing is income. Now you want to look for assets or things that will give you income. Remember, income is the most important thing in investing, because that's the seed. For you to actually invest and get returns, you must plant something. What are you planting? You're planting money. You're putting money into different assets that will then give you money and give you higher returns, right? So you use money to make money. Your money becomes soldiers that then go out there and fight for you and make you more money, right? So income is extremely important. Think of income. Think like someone who's thinking, okay, I'm going to invest in this thing. How will this give me an income? How will it increase my income generation? So don't just think like all the people whereby we were just buying land, you're just buying houses, you're just buying some assets that actually don't have any kind of income. You must have a motivation, a plan, a reason why you are investing in those assets. So if one of them is income, then you need to know what you do invest in that will actually give you that income. So you start looking at assets that generate income. And we have so many assets that can generate income in Kenya and in Africa, generally speaking, even those who are in the diaspora. We have so many, but because I'm talking to Kenyan audience specifically right now, I would say you have so many options that will then give you that income. Number one, you have the money market funds, which I've just mentioned. I've done so many videos on money market funds. Check out my channel, Ken's Money Matters on YouTube. I have so many videos on money market funds. Then you have treasury bills, IOU by the government, short term. We have the 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year, whereby the government takes your money, you buy the coupon at a discounted rate, and then you get your money back at the end of the period. It's fixed. And sometimes they range from 7%, 8%, or maybe 6, 7, 8%, or 9%. Never that high, actually. But treasury bills are short-term debt securities that can help you generate short-term income. You have $1 million, you have $2 million, you don't want to put it in a long-term investment, you want to generate some income from it in a short-term period. treasury bills become a good place to be. Money market funds, like I mentioned, become a good place to be. But again, you might also decide, okay, I want an income for a long period of time. Then you go to treasury bonds. Now, treasury bonds, again, are IOU documents, basically. The government is asking you for money, they pay you back in interest, and they pay the interest twice a year. And their interests are as high as 14% per annum. Crazy, crazy, crazy. That is something you don't find anywhere in the world. Shush with that information because it's very valuable information. So bonds can give you up to 14%. If you get infrastructure bonds, no taxes paid. 12.7% to 13%, no taxes. You pocket all the money. So if you have something like 1 million, you can be making an average of 116,000 per month, easy money, without working for it. And the principal amount is always safe with all these investments I've just mentioned. If you want income, these are some of the investments you might want to look into, because you're looking at something that will give you consistent returns, and bonds are in that category. Money market funds in that category. Treasury bills are in that category. Certificates of deposits, if you deposit in a bank, that category, okay? So you have many options that can actually help you make some income. I would also say dividend stocks are in that category that can give you income. If you're buying stocks that pays dividends, then you're also looking at the category of, I want to make some money. And that's why we young people have to be very careful what we invest in. Sometimes we invest in something that's so long term, while what we need right now is to accumulate money. Try to invest in assets that give us income, accumulate more cash so we can invest on longer term stuff. Again, older people who have retired and they have assets and stuff may want to liquidate some of their assets and put in income generating activities. That's why I say personal finance. It's personal to you. It depends on your circumstances, your age, your dreams, your motivation, your objectives, and many other things, right? So you want to look at that factor. You want to look at what factor is making you go for that particular investment. But again, I always say, why not have all of them? Have security, have an income generating asset or generating investments, and then have the third one, which is the last step, which is called growth investments. These are investments that are meant for long-term growth. You want to invest in certain things that are just meant for growth. You don't really care what happens in the short term. All you're going for is long-term growth. There are so many investments that are meant for growth. So as a young person, you want to know, I have security, I have income. Then the income coming from these investments, short-term investments or liquid investments, can then facilitate my long-term investments in terms of growth. In terms of growth, what are you looking at? You're looking at things like stocks, for example. You go to New York Stock Exchange or Nairobi Stock Exchange or whichever one you want, or whichever country you are in. You buy the best shares you want to buy. Like I've done just a video recently on the best shares to buy during Ruto's presidency. Okay, so you go in there, buy the best shares, that will thrive in the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And you don't care what happens in the short term. You don't care about the volatility in the short term. You're like, you know what? I'm going into this company because of the foreseen growth in this particular company. So you buy stocks that are in good companies, good management, good history. Probably they pay dividends. So that can be a source of income that then facilitates your long-term investment, because you can reinvest all your dividends. And if you want to go international, I've done a video on that as well. You want to buy probably things like the S&P 500 or the different ETFs, exchange traded funds, or the different mutual funds in the US, in the UK, in Canada, in Australia, whichever way you want to do it. It has truly become a global village when it comes to investing. You can invest anywhere and at any time and make good money. So it just depends on what your goals are. And that's why I'm doing this video, because you need to know, why are you investing in those things? Okay, so you can go for things like the S&P 500 index. You can just invest money there because you've known that the S&P 500 has always been consistent in terms of growth. It comes down, goes up, but one thing for sure, it gives an average return of around 10 to 11% over the years. So if you're looking at that kind of return in dollars, then you're going to make good growth in there. And of course, you can also choose things like just large cap, medium cap, or small cap, depending on what your intentions are within the different ETFs. You can also look at different sectors or different categories. You want to look at the technology sector, it could be growing, the health sector, the consumer sector, the telecommunications sector. So there are different sectors with different advantages, and you want to look at how they are projected to grow and which companies you want to buy and buy them for growth. Real estate can be for income and can also be for long term. So you can use real estate as an income generating activity, or you're buying real estate that you are thinking, okay, this one, I'm just looking at it in the next 10, 20 years. What kind of capital gains will I get from this? Things like crypto can be growth, can be income. Things like NFT can be growth, can be income, depending on how you plan it and how you invest into it, including bonds can be long-term investments, or you can be more like growth in investment, because you could be getting bonds and then you reinvest all the money in something else that then facilitates your long-term goals. So again, that's why I tell people you must also have short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals clearly spelled out, because that way you can plan your finances around those goals and around those objectives. So guys, 3 simple steps you can start investing in, plus examples of the things you can actually put your money in. Remember, you're looking at security, then you're looking at income, and you're looking at growth. If you have all the 3 as a young person, you are set. You only need to work more, put more money, and the money that is coming from your income generating activities goes straight into growth. Income straight into growth. You are also secure, and now you're making money. That's how you set the investment journey rolling. You set it in a way that it doesn't stress you so much. You know that I'm secure, I'm getting income, and I have my long-term plans. Under long-term plans, we even have retirement plans. And when you come for coaching, I do all these things. This is just a short video to show you how to start the process of investing. And these are the things you want to look at. If you have those things covered in your investment plan, you are sorted and you are solid. And if you want more help with regards to personal stuff, remember, Ken's Money Matters is here. My website, www.kensmoneymatters.com. Go in there, reach out to me, and let's talk investment. But remember, it's paid service, so don't come asking me for free stuff. I don't do free stuff, guys. I don't do free stuff. I give a lot of free stuff on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook. And now you still want to come for individual consultation as free. Guys, that's exploitation. Come on. Anyway, guys, see you next time. See you next time. Let me know what you're doing in the comment section. The economy is crazy right now. What are you doing with regards to your investment? Are you rebalancing? Are you rethinking stuff? Are you starting afresh? And if you're starting, let me know. Okay? And sometimes you can ask me questions below and I will try and answer as many as possible. See you guys. Until next time, Ken's Money Matters out.